Good evening, everyone. Wekiva High School welcomes you to Mustang Field, where it's a beautiful evening for baseball. Please welcome our guests from Tohopekaliga High School. They are the Tigers. And they'll be taking on your Wekiva High School Mustangs. Let's meet the teams. We'll begin with our guests from Toho. And we'll start with their leadoff hitter. Shortstop, number 10, Anthony Segara. Batting second is second baseman, number 8, Samuel Istaniz. Third in the lineup for the Tigers, left fielder, number 1, Diego Contes. And the cleanup hitter, third baseman, number 25, Fernando Fanea. In the 5-hole and behind the plate at the bottom of each inning, number 9, Hudson Moberly. Batting sixth is first baseman, number 22, Luis Cintron. Seventh in the lineup and on the pitcher's mound to start today's game is number 3, Jackson Cook. In the 8-hole is right fielder number 17, Anares Vasquez. And finally for the Tigers, batting ninth is center fielder number 13, Sebastian Aquino. And the Tigers are managed by Coach Armin Perez. And now let's meet the starting lineup for your Wekiva High School Mustangs. Batting first for the Mustangs and on the pitcher's mound to start today's game, number 13, Miguel Acosta. Second in the lineup for the Mustangs, shortstop, number 17, Luis Perez. Batting third for the Mustangs is designated hitter, number 8, Zachary Rennert. And fielding for him at second base will be number 12, Dominic Sanchez. The cleanup hitter for the Mustangs today is first baseman, number 20, Demir Simon. In the 5-hole, left fielder, number 5, Jonathan Mills. Sixth in the lineup for the Mustangs is right fielder, number 4, Brady Rennert. In the 7-hole, in behind the plate at the top of each inning, number 2, Ivan Tolentino. Batting eighth for the Mustangs, third baseman, number 3, Marcus Campbell. And finally for the Mustangs, in center field, batting ninth is number 1, Greg Jones. The Mustangs are managed by Coach Brian Tatai. And now we ask that you please stand as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the rampart so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Once again, we welcome you to Mustang Field, and we are excited to get started with Wekiva versus Toho. For those of you here in the ballpark, make sure your friends and family back home know that we are live streaming tonight's game on both YouTube and the NFHS network. If you have friends and family back on the Toho side of town, elsewhere in a pop, or anywhere in the world, just have them open up the YouTube app on their favorite computer, smart TV, or mobile device, and search for Wekiva Sports. Or if you are a member of the NFHS network, you're welcome to join us there as well. That's nfhsnetwork.com. We simulcast on both of those services. And those of you watching us online right now, welcome to the ballpark. It's Mustangs versus Tigers. Tigers will be up first in just a moment. Once again, welcome to the ballpark. My name is Mark Barchi. I'm the voice of the Mustangs and Sports Information Director here at Wekiva High School. Neil Fisher has the night off, and we are looking forward to bringing you this Wednesday night game. Toho has a strong showing to start off their season. They are 6-1. Mustangs, a little bit rockier start than last season, 2-6 so far, but looking to notch their third win of the year tonight and get some momentum headed into spring break, which is, of course, next week. And we just got the lineup cards moments before the game started, so you'll need to bear with me for just a moment as I get that lineup loaded into our scoring system so that we can follow along with the batters here in the park. As we enter the top of the first inning, the leadoff hitter once again for Toho is shortstop number 10, Anthony Segarra. Also looks from the look of things here, the jersey numbers are mostly incorrect that I have from MaxPrep, so we're going to correct those. So don't be alarmed if your scoreboard at the top of your screen doesn't update for a few minutes. In play, and it is over the head of Mills in left field. Score that as a double. Segarra safe at second on the hit into left field. Next to the plate for the Tigers, second baseman number 8, Samuel Isturiz. We start with a strike. Two strikes in a row put up by Acosta. Trying to open up this at bat. Three strikes in a row for Acosta to put one away. Next at the plate for the Tigers, left fielder number 1, Diego Cortez. Acosta continues to throw strikes. And on a wild pitch, we'll have the runner advance to third. Acosta retires his second batter in a row on the strikeout. Two away now for the Tigers. Next at the plate for Toho, third baseman number 25, Fernando Fanea. Fanea picks up the RBI single on a grounder into left field. It puts the Tigers on the board. Next at the plate, catcher number 9, Hudson Overley. Okay, lineup card is loaded now, so we can actually keep the score correctly. Only thing I need to change is that there are now 2 outs. And I have the wrong pitcher for today. Okay, the starting pitcher is Acosta. Curveball curves a little too soon. That one's right down the middle, headed to shortstop, and there's the tag. Solo ground out is made for the Mustangs by Perez, and that will take us to the middle of the first inning. In that half inning, 1 run scored on 2 hits with no Mustang errors, leaving 1 on base, and the score stands 1-0 at the end of half an inning. Back with more from Mustang Field in a moment. Welcome back to Mustang Field as we enter the bottom of the first inning. Once again, the leadoff hitter for the Mustangs, pitcher number 13, Miguel Acosta. Pitch number 1 is well inside and catches Acosta on the hip. Acosta takes first on the hit batsman. Next at the plate for the Mustangs, shortstop number 17, Luis Perez. Pitch number 1 is high for ball 1. Second pitch also a ball, and it is a hitter's count now at 2-0. Third pitch high, and the pickoff attempt at first, not there. And now this will have to be perfect for Perez to show any interest. Strike one keeps this at-bat alive. And that one's in the dirt. Perez takes his base. That'll put runners at 1 and 2. Next to the plate for the Mustangs, designated hitter number 8, Zachary Rennert. And the bunt is into the backstop for strike one. Rennert stays alive, fouling it away to third base. Yeah, I'm just talking to the live stream. Oh, okay. That gets obnoxious if I say everything over the speakers. And now finally Rennert catches a break with an outside ball. Much too much heat on that curve. Rennert knows better than to swing at that. He'll pick up his second ball. Cook records a strikeout to put one away for the Mustangs. Next at the plate for Wekiva, first baseman number 20, Demir Simon. Still runners at 1 and 2. Mustangs with the go-ahead run on base and the tying run in scoring position. First pitch is a fastball and just high. Second pitch has the right height, but the wrong horizontal axis, and so that'll be ball 2. Pitch number 3 is low, and it does catch the bottom end of the strike zone, bringing up a 2-1 count. And we'll pause for time. Next pitch is in the dirt. So Simon has an opportunity here. This will have to be really good for him to be tempted by it because he has an opportunity to load the bases up with either a single or a walk. Pitch away. That's right down the middle of the strike zone. He'll take that. And he is going to get the base and more. Demir Simon picks up an RBI single line drive to left field. Runners now remain at 1-2, but the Mustangs will bring home Acosta to put their first run on the board. Next to the plate for Wekiva, left fielder number 5, Jonathan Mills. And that is well inside. Catches Mills on the back. He'll take a moment. I know it actually did not touch him. It looked from here like it might have caught his jersey, but just a ball. Still a wild pitch, though, and that will advance the runners to 2 and 3. And now we'll pause for a pitcher's conference. That one's got a lot of air. Coming down hot, and it is picked up at second base. That's Samuel Isturiz with the fly catch. 2 away for the Mustangs, and no advancement on the play. Next at the plate for Wekiva, right fielder, number 4, Brady Rennert. And we'll start this at-bat with a ball. Renner gets a piece of that one. It's going back, and we're going to pick up some runs here. Renner picks up the RBI single with a line drive. So with 2 RBIs in the books for Rennert, up next at the plate for the Mustangs will be number 2, Tolentino. Back. Not gone, but well over the head of the left fielder. And runners in motion. Trying to get back for the infield. Wekiva going for broke. The ball is dropped, and he's safe. Safe at home. Score 1 hit and 1 error on that play being put into motion. Rennert comes in on the RBI from Tolentino. Mustangs now have 4 up with a runner on second. And next at the plate will be third baseman number 3, Marcus Campbell. This at-bat starts with a strike. That's a fair ball. It stays inside the first base line. And the Mustangs are going to pick up another run. Tolentino comes home on the RBI grounder down the first base line from Campbell. Next to the plate for the Mustangs, center fielder number 1, Greg Jones. So the Mustangs picking up a lot of damage here with 2 outs on the board. Second pitch away. This one's headed right for his shoulder. And Jones will take first on the hit batsman. And that's the full lineup for Wekiva. 9 batters up, 2 batters away. 2 on. And we're back to the top of the card. We'll pause for a conference, as obviously this is not what Coach Perez had in mind for the opening of the game for the Tigers. Again, keep in mind, Toho is looking at a 6-1 record coming into tonight's game. Mustangs, again, with a rough start to their season, of course, arguably this season has a taller schedule than last season. Mustangs have some stiffer competition, perhaps, than what they faced last year. But nevertheless, they opened to a 2-6 record, looking to put up a 3rd win tonight. And if the returns from the first inning are any indication, they are doing what needs to be done toward that end. The Mustangs now return to the top of the lineup card with pitcher number 13, Miguel Acosta. Check swing, and the umpire says he went. Second pitch away, and that one is low and outside. Put a ball up. Pitch is low, nearly in the dirt. That'll put another ball up for Wekiva. And another low one. Acosta walks to first, and that will load up the bases with 2 outs. Next up for the Mustangs, a shortstop, number 17, Luis Perez. Second pitch away, and Perez gets a good chunk of that. It's headed to left field, and it is caught. Play is made in left field by Diego Cortez, and that will put an end to the first inning. The Mustangs, 5 runs scored on 3 hits with 1 Tiger error, leaving 3 on base, and the score stands 5-1 at the end of 1 inning here at Mustang Field with Tuesday night baseball action. Back with more in a moment. And thanks for your patience while we hooked up another camera angle. Pitch away, and it's a ball. And we'll get a walk out of that. Jackson Cook walks to first, and that puts runners at 1 and 2 for right fielder number 18, Anaris Vasquez. First pitch away, it's inside, and Vasquez manages to lunge out of the way of it. We'll put a ball up. Fouled away into the backstop. 1-1 count coming up for the Tigers. Once again, for those who are just joining us, I want to welcome you to Mustang Field. 5-1 is the score. It was a busy half inning for the Mustangs in the bottom of the first. Picking up all 5 of those runs on 3 hits with 1 Tiger error. Check swing, and umpire says, yes, he did. 1-2 now the count, as Acosta looks to pick up his 3rd strikeout of the game. And it is outside. 2-2. Runners at 1 and 2. Here comes the pitch. It's inside. Vasquez ducks away from it. No signal of a hit batsman, but it does push the count up to 3-2. And now cheers of one more ball coming from the Tiger dugout. Full count on the scoreboard. No outs as of yet. Pitch away. That one does get a hit batsman right into the hip. Would have been ball 4 anyway. That loads the bases as Vasquez takes 3rd, Cook at 2nd, Centron at 1st. Next at the plate for the Tigers, center fielder, number 13, Sebastian Aquino. So Acosta struck out 2 out of the 3 outs that they had in the top of the first inning. Top of the second is not as clean so far. In fact, both Wekiva and Toho are going to need to clean up their pitching if we are not going to end up with a football score by the end of the night. Pitch away, a swing and a tip into the backstop for strike 1. Curve is low and outside. Brings up a 1-1 count for the Tigers. Umpire says that's a strike. So Aquino falls behind in the count. Now looking at 1 and 2. And that'll even it up. Foul keeps the count just where it is. And now we make our way to a full count. Acosta retires the batter to put 1 away for the Tigers. Next at the plate for Toho. They return to the top of the card with shortstop number 10, Anthony Segarra. Pause here for a conference at the pitcher's mound. And we'll start with a called strike. Two in a row. A lot of height on that one. Catch is made at center field. Can the Mustangs get it back to the infield in time? No. Sacrifice fly will put 1 away as the catch is made in center field for the Mustangs by Tolentino. However, that will score Cintrone and put 2 runs on the board for the Tigers. Now with 2 away, next up at the plate, second baseman number 8, Samuel Eastonese. Second pitch away, and that one is headed over to the lacrosse game. 1-1. Ball at the plate, and the Mustangs unable to beat the steal at second. So that'll bring up a 2-1 count at home and put runners at 2 and 3. Low and inside, ball 3. Another low inside. The walk will load the bases once again. Runners at 1, 2, and 3 now, and next at the plate will be left fielder, number 1, Diego Cortez. So again, both teams having a little bit of a challenge with consistent pitching here in these first 2 innings. If we don't get it cleaned up soon, we could have a very high-scoring game. Again, Toho with a 6-1 record coming into tonight's game. Mustangs 2-6. Both teams obviously would like to get some momentum going into the midpoint of the season. Spring break, of course, next week. Some teams will travel for that. Do some tournaments. Others will take a little R&R and travel with their families. But in either case, nothing happening here on campus next week. Swing and a miss. Brings up a 1-1 count at the plate. Tomorrow evening, we will have softball back in action. We'll be over there covering that. We hope you'll join us for that as well. I also want to remind you, if you're not already doing so, make sure you're following us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or X now, and YouTube. We are at Wekiva Sports on all 4 of those services. If you're watching us on YouTube right now, we encourage you to subscribe to our channel. Costs you absolutely nothing. You'll get notifications whenever we have a live stream available, but if you don't want them, you can turn them off. It won't hurt our feelings. We still do appreciate your subscription, though, because it does help our metrics, and it helps us gain access to new features. So we appreciate your subscription. Again, doesn't cost you anything. That one's coming inside. It curves and catches the strike zone. And Cortez is caught looking by Acosta. That will strand 3 runners on base and take us to the middle of the second inning. 1 run scored on 1 hit with no Mustang errors, leaving 3 on. And the score stands 5-2 Wekiva at the end of an inning and a half. Back with more from Mustang Field right after the break. Welcome back to Mustang Field. Apologies, our backstop camera seems to have locked up, so I'm going to go investigate that, and I'll be right back. Meanwhile, we'll leave you with this feed live. Okay, thanks for your patience. As you can see, we are back in action with our backstop camera. Rennert walks to first, and that puts Mills at second. Runners at 1 and 2 now. Next to the plate for Wekiva, catcher number 2, Ivan Tolentino. We have one away, right? We have one out. Ball in play, and play is made on the ground out throw from Cigar at short to Cintron at first, and that will take us to the middle of the second inning. No runs on no hits, with no Tiger errors, leaving 2 on base. And the score remains 5-2 at the end of an inning and a half. Back with more from Mustang Field in just a moment. As we enter the bottom of the second inning, the Tigers begin in the fourth position of their lineup with third baseman number 25, Fanea. And the third pitch catches Fanea on the ankle. Fanea advances to first on the hit batsman. Next at the plate for the Tigers, catcher number 9, Hudson Mulberry. Again, we want to welcome you to Mustang Field. My name is Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs, and Sports Information Director here at Wekiva High School. Joining you for Tuesday night baseball action. Neil Fisher has the night off. He'll be back with us later this season as Moberly fouls the first pitch away to bring up strike one. Again, the Tigers with a 6-1 record coming into tonight's game. Mustangs looking at a 2-6 record, trying to make it 3 tonight. That one is headed into the waiting glove of the Mustangs right fielder. That's Brady Rennert in right field with the fly catch to put one away for the Tigers. Next at the plate for Toho, first baseman number 22, Luis Cintron. First pitch is low. Cintron swings at it anyway and fouls it away to the home dugout. It's a good thing, too, because Fanea had a pretty generous lead off of first and probably would have had second with the ball. Pick attempt, not there. Good-looking fastball, but it is just a bit outside for the southpaw hitter. Brings up 1-1. Strike at the plate. Here's the play at second, and he's safe. Fourth pitch is low for ball two. Now a 22 count coming up here for Cintron. Acosta, the starting pitcher, still on the mound for Wekiva. And that finds the hole. That's going to be a hit. Mustangs will give up second to prevent the run. Luis Cintron is safe at second on the single with the advancement to second on the throw. The Mustangs are able to stop the run, but it leaves runners at 2 and 3 for pitcher number 3, Jackson Cook. Swing and a miss. 0-1 count. Two runners in scoring position for the Tigers. This one's headed to second. And a high throw will give up the run. In fact, will give up both runs. Two runs score on the Mustang error, but the out is made at first. Next at the plate, right fielder number 18, Andres Vasquez. So the Mustangs stole defeat from the jaws of victory there. They had the play at first to get the out. And had the throw been made cleanly, at worst, the Tigers would have scored one run if he had managed to beat the throw. But because the throw to home plate was high, the Tigers now close to within one. So a costly error for the Mustangs there. Certainly cost them one run, perhaps cost them two. Now that pitch in the dirt brings up a 2-1 count. Swing and a miss puts the second strike on the board. Vasquez walks to first. Next to the plate for Toho, center fielder number 13, Sebastian Aquino. Aquino advances to first on the hit batsman. That will put runners at 1 and 2 now. And we'll pause for a Mustang timeout. As we enter the bottom of the third inning, the Mustangs will begin in the 8th position of their lineup with third baseman number 3, Marcus Campbell. First pitch is high for ball 1. Big swing, but also a miss. 1-1 count coming up for Campbell here at the plate to open up the bottom of the third inning. The Mustangs giving up 2 runs in the top of the third. And now the pitch in the dirt. Campbell wants none of that. Inside pitch. Campbell scoots away from it, but picks up ball 3. You are, of course, required to make a good faith effort to avoid being hit by the pitch. And that one is low and inside and in the dirt. So with a 4-1 count, Campbell walks to first. Next at the plate for the Mustangs. Mustangs head to the 9 hole with center fielder number 1, Greg Jones. Pitch away, high and inside, ball 1. Two-0 count now for Jones. Inside, and yes, the umpire says that was close enough. 2-1 now. I don't disagree with Jones there. That was a strike, but it was not his pitch. That one he will pop up. It's headed toward the infield and headed to the ground. The infield fly catch is retrieved for the Tigers by Louis Cintron. One away for the Mustangs. Next at the plate for the Mustangs, Wekiva returns to the top of the card with pitcher number 13, Miguel Acosta. Chopping at that one, it just stays fair at the third base line. Fielder's choice is made on the throw from Fanea to Segara. 2 away for the Mustangs. Acosta is safe at first. Next at the plate for Wekiva, shortstop number 17, Luis Perez. And a called strike opens up the at-bat for Perez. High and outside, and a rough pick attempt at first. Ball at the plate. Back-to-back swinging strikes will take us to the end of the third inning. Other than a hit batsman, no runs, no hits, no errors, just the one left on base, and the score remains 5-4 Mustangs at the end of 3 innings. Back with more in a moment. Welcome back to Mustang Field. Apologies for the quiet at-bat that we had for the last couple of runners. We were finally getting our third camera set up. Play is made at first, and that takes us to the middle of the fourth inning. Three up and three down, no runs scored on no hits with no Mustang errors, leaving none on base, and the score remains 5-4 Wekiva at the end of 3.5 innings. As we enter the bottom of the fourth inning, the Mustangs begin in the third position of their lineup with DH number 8, Zachary Renner. And he opens with a ball and a swinging strike. Called strike, puts 2 up on Renner. Renner just caught looking, one away for the Mustangs. Next at the plate for Wekiva, first baseman number 20, Demir Simon. Check swing. Umpire says yes, he did. And a low outside curveball gets past the catcher, but no one on base to take advantage of it. It does put up ball one for a 1-1 count. Going to want to welcome you to Mustang Field. My name is Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs, Sports Information Director here at Wekiva. Tonight, as we get a pop-up into center, it is indeed caught. Fly catch is made in center field for the Tigers by Aquino. 2 away for the Mustangs. Next at the plate for Wekiva, left fielder, number 5, Jonathan Mills. Again, I'm Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs, your announcer for tonight's game. I will also be your camera operator, your director, and if you don't laugh at my jokes, your swimming instructor. We want to extend our appreciation to Wekiva TV Broadcast Production, who has loaned us a lot of the equipment that we're using for tonight's game. Unfortunately, we don't have any of our broadcast production students available to operate it, so you're just getting 3 static shots, but that's why we've had a few quiet moments during tonight's game, because without Neil and without the broadcast production students, I had to take a quick break away from the broadcast booth here to go set up some of the cameras, but we do now have backstop, first base, and third base available for your viewing enjoyment. That one's going up, 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 and not caught. It is a foul. Oh, and 2 count for Mills. That's a pop-up. That's catchable if they can get there. And yes, indeed. Foul-out catch is made at first base by Cintron, and that will take us to the end of the 4th inning. No runs scored on no hits, with no Tiger errors, leaving none on base. 3 up and 3 down. 5-4 your score at the end of 4 here at Tuesday Night Baseball from Mustang Field. We do want to remind those of you who are here in the ballpark that we are live streaming tonight's game. It is on YouTube and the NFHS network. Most people will choose to watch it on YouTube because that's the app that everybody has on their phones and smart TVs. So just pull it up on your favorite computer, smart TV, or mobile device. The channel name is @Wekiva Sports, and that's @Wekiva Sports, youtube.com/@Wekiva Sports if you want to go straight there. And you can tune in live. That is absolutely free. We also invite you, if you happen to be a member of the NFHS network, you're welcome to join us there as well. At NFHSnetwork.com. We simulcast all of our games there, as they are the official home of FHSAA Sports. And you can also catch on-demand replays of all the games there as well. If you are watching us online right now, we do hope that you will subscribe to our channel while you're there. Even if you're here in the ballpark, pull out your phone and subscribe now so that you can get notified whenever we go live. And as we continue to grow our subscriber base, we gain access to more live streaming features, so we appreciate your help with that. Mustang fans, we invite you to visit Max Preps, where you find our complete game schedule. Up next, the Mustangs actually will have a little bit of a break in the action. This is the last game before spring break. Next chance to catch Wekiva is another home game. It'll be March 26th. Against the Mount Dora Hurricanes. So mark your calendar for 2 weeks from today. Mustangs will face off with the Hurricanes right here at Mustang Field. As for Toho fans, you do have a little more action coming up before the break. You have March 16th Coming up is your next game against Choate Rosemary Hall. And that will be at home at Toho. As we enter the top of the fifth inning, the Tigers will begin in the fifth position of their lineup with catcher number 9, Hudson Moberly. First pitch, low and outside for a ball. That one's headed toward right field, and it's an easy catch. Fly catch made for the Mustangs by Brady Rennert, one away. Next at the plate, first baseman number 22, Luis Centron. And we're going to start with a called strike. Swing and a miss, puts up an 0-2 count. And in spite of a shaky second inning, Acosta seems to have found his rhythm. Third one, check swing. Did he go? No. No signal from the umpire. Acosta thought he had the strikeout. He went to third for a victory lap, and it wasn't there. Now a 2-2 count. Acosta puts up 2 balls in a row. Low and outside. And just like that, Centron has battled back from an 0-2 count to a full count. I'll pause and take a moment to reset. That is headed down the first base line, and it is foul. We remain with a full count. Foul tip strikeout recorded for Acosta. 2 away now for the Tigers. Next at the plate for Toho. It will be pitcher number 3, Jackson Cook, after these words from our coach. We invite you to join us tomorrow night. The baseball team has the night off. This is actually, again, the last game of the year before spring break. So we'll see you in 2 weeks for the baseball team. But you don't have to wait that long to come out and see some ballpark action. The softball team is away tonight, but tomorrow they will be at University. They'll be at home versus Dr. Phillips. They're at University tonight. Tomorrow at 6 o'clock, first pitch versus the Dr. Phillips Panthers. So we hope that you'll come out and join us for that. And we have a new pitcher for the Mustangs, now taking the mound for Wekiva, number 18, Enrique Archie. Play is made at first on the 1-3 ground out, and that will take us to the middle of the fifth inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left on base. And it remains a 5-4 ball game at the end of 4.5 innings. And we have reached the middle of the fifth inning, and that can only mean one thing. It's time for the fifth inning stretch. So stand up, stretch your legs, and join us now for Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back, for it's root for the Mustangs. If they don't win, it's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. as we enter the bottom of the fifth inning. The Mustangs begin in the sixth position of their lineup with right fielder number 4, Brady Rennert. And he opens with a foul to the backstop for strike one. Another swinging strike. That one's fouled away into softball land. Still an 0-2 count. We'll pause for time. So far, no scoring since the top of the third. Mustangs had that error that put in 2 runs. That's what's making this a tight game. Cook records the strikeout to put one away for the Mustangs. Next at the plate for Wekiva, first baseman. Excuse me, this is catcher number 2, Ivan Tolentino. Tolentino needs a quick break as the first pitch was fouled, I think, into his leg. Second pitch away, he'll take a mighty chop at that one and fouls it into the glove of the catcher. Of course, you can do that as long as it's not already strike 2, but now it becomes strike 2. That one is headed into softball land, possibly breaking someone's windshield. Keeps us at an 0-2 count. Mustangs with a 5-4 lead, trying to add a little distance here in the bottom of the fifth. High and outside. Tolentino doesn't want any of that, even with an 0-2 count. Fifth pitch is in just about exactly the same spot as the fourth one. And Tolentino wisely stays away from it. 2-2 now. That one's much lower. And the ump says he got him. Tolentino is caught looking 2 away now for the Mustangs. Next at the plate for Wekiva, third baseman number 3, Marcus Campbell. Strike 1 is called. Once bitten, twice not shy. Campbell chops at that one that was in the dirt, and that'll pick up strike 2. And And 2 swings in a row plus the called strike, and that means that Cook records the swinging strikeout, and that takes us to the end of the 5th inning. 3 up and 3 down, no runs, no hits, no errors, none left on base, and the score remains 5-4. It's been since the top of the 3rd inning since we've seen the scoreboard move, and the Mustangs still holding on to a 1-run lead at the end of 5. Back with more from Mustang Field after a quick break. As we enter the top of the 6th inning, the Tigers will begin with a check into the lineup. New batter, number 16, Adrian Blanco. Blanco starts with a ball. Blanco walks to first. Next to the plate for the Tigers, center fielder number 13, Sebastian Aquino. First pitch to the plate is a ball. Off the plate and successful steal of second. Fly catch is made for the Mustangs at center field by Greg Jones. One away for the Tigers. Next at the plate for Toho, they return to the top of the card with shortstop number 10, Anthony Segarra. And we'll start with a called strike. Segarra picks up a ball. Third pitch away, it's high. Did it drop in time? Yes. Blue says it did. One and two up now. Play is made at first for the ground out, but it does advance a runner to third. Two away now for the Tigers. Next at the plate, second baseman number 8, Samuel Easteriz. And he opens with a ball. Check swing. Yes, he did. 1-1. Fouled into the backstop. That'll bring up a 1-2 count, and the Mustangs trying to escape from this inning with the tying run in scoring position. See him over there on the left side of your screen, waiting for an opportunity. This one's inside. Easteriz is caught looking, and Archie records the strikeout to escape the 6th inning with no damage. No runs, scored on no hits with no Mustang errors, leaving one runner on base. And the score remains 5-4 in the middle of the 6th inning. Back with more from Mustang Field in a moment. as we enter the bottom of the 6th inning. The Mustangs begin here in the 9th position of their lineup with center fielder number 1, Greg Jones. And he will advance to first on hit batsman. Next to the plate, the Mustangs return to the top of the lineup with pitcher number 13, Miguel Acosta. Low and outside for ball 1. Also, I should note that we have a new pitcher. Steal is successful. As I was saying a moment ago, new pitcher, this is Douglas Pena. We'll send that one out of the ballpark for strike 1. That one's in play. Play is made at first on the 1-3 ground out, but it does advance the runner to third. Next at the plate for the Mustangs, shortstop number 17, Luis Perez. Low ball 1. Chopping at that one, it's a foul tip into the glove of the catcher. Again, you can do that as long as it wasn't already strike 2. Does put a strike on the board there to bring up a 1-1 count. Curve drops, and the umpire says yes. That was a strike for a 1-2 count now. Mustangs have a runner in scoring position. Chopping at that one, it's going to go foul to the backstop. That keeps the count unchanged at 1-2. And that almost made it over the third base line, but is just to the left of it. 2 fouls in a row will keep the count at 1-2. Mustangs holding on to a 5-4 lead. Obviously, they would like to put a little more distance and give themselves some breathing room going into the top of the 7th. If they can sustain their lead, there's the hit they needed. And here comes the runner home. RBI single off the bat of Luis Perez. And that will put the Mustangs up by 2. Six to 4, the score now, with 1 away. Next at the plate will be designated hitter, number 8, Zachary Rennert. Rennert opens with ball 1. And Rennert takes 3 balls in a row. Next pitch will have to be perfect to tempt him. Rennert is in command of this at-bat. Here it comes. That's headed toward infield fly territory at short, and that's exactly what happens. Infield fly catch is made by Segara, 2 away. Segara, 2 away now for the Mustangs. Next at the plate for Wekiva will be the first baseman, number 20, Demir Simon. Ball at the plate and a successful steal of second base for Rennert. Perez on second now. Pitch away. Simon tried to sell that one by backing away from it, but he is going to get called with a strike there. 1-1 count now. That's in play, and it is off the heel of the shortstop. That'll be an error. And Perez comes home on the E6. Simon safe at first. The Mustangs extend their lead to 3 runs. 7-4 the score here with 2 away in the bottom of the 6th. Next at the plate for Wekiva, number 5, the left fielder, Jonathan Mills. Mills swings at strike 1. Second pitch is into the backstop. Brings up an 0-2 count. Foul tip, strike 3, and that takes us to the end of the 6th inning. Mustangs picking up 2 runs on one hit with one Tiger error, leaving one on base, and the score now up to a 3-run advantage, 7-4, going into the top of the 7th inning. That means the Tigers will need 3 to keep the game alive. Back with more from Mustang Field in a moment. As we enter the top of the 7th inning, the Tigers will begin with a new entry into the lineup. This is number 21, Logan Manalo. We start with a strike. Manalo opens up with a 1-1 count. Chops at that one, and it goes into the dirt on the third baseline for a foul ball. 1-2. Then we want to welcome you to Mustang Field, and thanks for sticking with us. My name is Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs, Sports Information Director here at Wekiva. And tonight I am also functioning as your director, your camera operator, and your producer. Manalo is caught looking. Enrique Archie records the strikeout. Puts a backwards K in the book and gets one away for the Tigers. Next at the plate, another new entry into the lineup, number 7, Raynel Mercedes. First pitch is low and inside for ball 1. In case you're curious, the reason it goes completely quiet between half innings, we have to shut down the sound because the team will play music, copyrighted music, during the half inning breaks, and YouTube will get us for copyright on that. So that is the reason we silence everything between half innings, as we get a foul ball right into the plate there. That'll bring up a 1-1 count. Big swing, but not accurate. 1-2 comes up now on the late chop. There's a line, and it finds its mark for the hit. Ronnie Mercedes is safe at first. with a liner into the short side of right center field. Next at the plate, we're back into the original lineup now with catcher number 9, Hudson Moberly. That one is fouled away for strike 1. That one's headed for the tall grass. RBI double for Moberly. That will close the Mustang lead to 2 runs. Seven to 5 now the score as we pause for a conference. And after giving up 2 consecutive hits, Archie will end his game right there. Now pitching for the Mustangs, number 17, Luis Perez. So we'll give him just a moment to warm up. You can obviously see the frustration there from Archie as he went off, because he had hoped to close out this game, 2 outs away from doing so. But now Wekiva will see their 3rd pitcher of the day. Next at the plate for the Tigers, first baseman number 22, Luis Cintron. Pitch away, swing and a miss. Pick at second. Nothing doing there. Pitch away, and that's high and inside for ball one. Big chop. And also a little late. Brings up a 1-2 count. Perez looking to close here. Hoping he only sees two batters. And Blue says that's inside. Brings up a 2-2 count. Foul tip, strike three. Perez retires the batter and is 1 out away from closing out the night. Next to the plate, a new entry into the lineup, number 2, Douglas Pena, the new pitcher. He takes ball one. Second pitch is ruled outside, brings up a 2-0 count. We have entered the sudden death portion of the game. Tigers need to score 2 runs before they get 1 out. Fouled away into lacrosse land. Brings up 2-1. Pitch away. Yes, got him. Pena is caught looking on strike 2. And we'll call for time. 2-2 count, 2 away, top of the 7th. Tigers must score 2 to stay alive. Perez looking for just 1 more out. Swing and a miss. Ball game. That takes us to the end of the ball game. 7-5 is your final score. That's 7 runs on 4 hits with 2 Tiger errors. Toho with 5 runs on 5 hits with 1 Mustang error. 7-5 your final score here on Tuesday Night Baseball action. We'd like to thank everyone for coming out to support your Mustang and Tiger athletes. Special thanks also to those of you who joined us on YouTube or the NFHS network. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, and YouTube at Wekiva Sports, and bookmark WekivaMustangs.com for all of your scores, schedules, and more. For those of you watching online, please make sure you subscribe before you go. For those of you here in the ballpark, please drive carefully and arrive home safely. Mustangs are off for the rest of this week, and their next game is actually going to be here 2 weeks from tonight. We hope we'll see you for that. If you want to come out and catch some softball action, they'll be next door right here at Mustang Field tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. against Dr. Phillips. Once again, thanks for joining us on Tuesday night. Until next time, good night from South Apopka.